Hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 6 of this email marketing series. In this episode, I'm going to be breaking down your abandoned cart flow, why you should segment it for new customers and returning customers, how many emails should be in each path of that flow, and then what's involved in each email individually. I'm Jake. I am the co-founder of On Brand Emails. We are an email marketing agency who work with D2C e-commerce brands for the last couple of years. We work with brands from almost every industry in almost every continent. So it's taken me 2 years to have the confidence to come on here and actually share some knowledge. I want these videos to be super simplistic. I'm just going to be scrolling through a document, sharing some of the stuff that we learned and we've used and we practice all the time. And hopefully it helps someone out there who's either an email marketer or maybe you own a brand, whatever it may be. But that's my goal. So let's just dive straight into it. Why should you segment an abandoned cart flow by new versus returning customers? This is a conversation I have with brand owners. A lot of people, pose the question, why? But they're completely different people. So returning customers have bought from you before. They trust you. They like your product. They're back again. They've held it. They've felt it. They've slept in it. They've ate it, whatever. They're super different to somebody who's new because they have never purchased. They don't trust you yet. They need more convincing and they might need some small incentive. The strategy here has to be super different. So for a new customer abandoned cart flow, I would usually do around 5 emails. Why? Because they need more trust before they buy. Okay, so the returning customer is obviously going to be less than 5 emails. We'll do 3 for returning customers, and I'll break those down shortly. So the sequence for me would be email 1. 30 minutes after abandonment, I would send a simple reminder, hey, you left something in your cart. Show the product with no offer yet. You don't always need an offer straight away. Somebody may have genuinely forgotten. They may have just got a call, whatever. Now, most people out there will have their flow set up for 2 hours, an hour and 30 minutes. But honestly, from years of testing, the faster you can be, the better. But you need to be careful with the abandoned cart. That's why we do 30 minutes and not 15. Somebody could easily add something to their cart and continue shopping for 15 minutes, depending on how big a website is, how engaging it is, how many products you have. That is possible. So we like to leave it 30 minutes just to make sure that the person's definitely gone from the website, because it's not ideal if they're still on and they're getting emails. Email 2 would be the next day. You're going to have a reminder. You're going to heavily push the welcome flow offer because they're available for that, because they have never purchased before. Things like you can still use your first time buyer discount, make the incentive super, super clear. So email 2 is just all incentive. Email 3, 48 hours later, you're going to have social proof, reviews from happy customers, and here's what other people are saying. So you can have UGC videos, pictures, reviews. You want to just bombard people with social proof, okay? Because this is a massive frequently asked question that could be on their mind. Is it worth it? Will I be happy? Etc. Email 4, 72 hours later, you're going to answer more objections that they may have. This is down to you, the owner of the brand. What would a potential customer want to ask me if they could? And then you want to reverse engineer your email based off of that. FAQs, quality shipping returns, and you want to remove any friction possible. Email 5, which is 96 hours later, after your first email, is a final nudge. Okay, urgency, your cart's expiring soon, your offer will run out soon, this is the last chance to use the offer. You can get urgent with these people because, again, they were really high intent. They added something to their cart, they liked it, they just wouldn't click purchase. So that's new customers. For returning customers, like I mentioned, we'll do 3 emails. Why? Because they already trust you and they don't need any hand holding. So again, 30 minutes after abandonment, hey, you're back again, you left something in your cart, and then a reminder of what they already know and love. So you're reaffirming, that they love the product. They've been here before. I'm just giving you a gentle reminder. 24 hours later, you want to have a little bit of gentle urgency. Hey, are you still thinking about it? Remind them of the previous purchases. Sometimes what we'll even like to do here for clients is, you might add in, hey, is there something that you'd like to ask? Is there something you're unsure about? You'd be surprised how many replies you get to these kind of emails. Just makes them really personal. A lot of the time we'll do plain text for this kind of thing. It works really, really well. And email 3 is a final reminder. Look, we're going to hate you for you to miss out on this. Maybe a small nudge if really, really necessary, if you've got really good margins on your products. But again, I usually wouldn't do any more incentive for someone who's purchased before. It's kind of at that stage where it's not worth it because you're trying to get as much profit as you can from purchase number 2 onwards. So yeah, the messaging is different, more familiar tone, your back language, and less about convincing, more about reminding and reaffirming. So I'm also going to break down segmenting by cart value. In some cases, yes. So an example from one of our clients, they had multiple offers for new customers based on cart value. So orders over $75 got a free product, between 60 and 75 got free shipping, and below 60 got 10% off. So inside the abandoned cart flow, we actually built 3 different paths. High value carts got the best incentive, not a percentage, but actually a free product or a gift. It makes it feel super premium, but you actually also save the most margin by not giving a percentage. Low value carts, you can give a percentage because, again, it's not a massive margin hit. They're below 60, 10%, $6 max. With this brand, with the margin, that was absolutely fine. So when to start simple versus when to segment. Okay, if you're starting out with a brand or you're starting out with email marketing or even with an agency, okay, you can start with 3 basic emails if you're just launching. Klaviyo themselves have lots of native built-in pre-made flows that work just fine. Okay, but don't stay there is the key. There's no specific threshold where you suddenly switch to segmented flows and price splits and all of this kind of thing. The answer is as soon as you can do it, you should, because it will always perform better. Now, the final part to this video is recovery rate benchmarks. So that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. In the next video, as you can see here, we're going to be going through your abandoned checkout flow, which is even higher intent than cart. So it's super, super important. So make sure that you watch the next video and stay tuned.